everyone, and welcome back to East Coast Mom Life. I'm Vanessa, and I'm here today to do a little different video. I am also joined by a very muddy dog that may or may not pop up periodically, and she's filthy. So guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Bath time. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. In the province that I live in Nova Scotia, we have just entered a lockdown for 2 weeks. We're hoping just 2 weeks, so hopefully it doesn't go longer than that due to COVID. And because of that, everything that's non-essential is being shut down. So that means all schools, both private and public, are closed and all the kids are doing online learning at home. And most parents are now back to working from home as well. So those who don't know, I do homeschool. I have a 6-year-old and a 2.5-year-old, and my 6-year-old is in primary this year, or for some of you it's called kindergarten. And I also work part-time. So when school started in September, I dropped to part-time so that I could homeschool her this year just to see what COVID would look like. Since people do know that I do homeschool, I have had a few parents reach out to me for tips and tricks and suggestions on tips on reading or homeschool activities, or what can they do with their child while they're home that kind of would relate to what we're doing homeschooling wise, and if there's anything that I can think of that might kind of help them ease into that transition. So I thought, why not do a quick video so that we can share it around for those other parents who are questioning as well, how am I going to do this? What is this going to look like? What's going to be the best for my child right now? So all I'm going to do is share a few things that work for us. I am in no way an expert. I am not a teacher. I am just homeschooling my child who was in primary this year. And I just want to share some of the things that work for us and that I have found that my daughter has really enjoyed and that I've seen work for her learning. So a lot of the questions I'm getting right now is reading. How do I teach my child to read? I have to read at home with them. I don't know how to do this. Where do I start? Really, start with some basics. The front of her book, the back of the book. Where's the spine? How do you find the title? How do you read a page? Where do you start in a sentence? Where do you end in a sentence? Where is the first page and the last page of a book? Simple as that, start there. Then you can start with the alphabet. Go through each letter. What sound does it make? Basic reading skills. And that's a great starter. And you can make lots of fun games out of it too. So it's not just sitting there across from them asking them, what does A sound like? What does B sound like? You can write the alphabet out on little cue cards or piece of paper, throw them around, grab a fly swatter, and tell them, oh, now hit the letter that sounds like M or M. Hit the letter that makes the p sound. Or you can, even if they're not at that level yet, say, oh, can you find the O? Where's the O at? And they can go and hit it. And it's a fun game for them because then they're searching around and they're trying to race the clock, and they get to hit something, which what kid doesn't like to hit something? Another thing that we do as well, if they are kind of already reading some sight words, whenever we're reading our bedtime stories, we do chapter books at night, but even if you have any storybook, we get her to pick out at least 5 words on a page. So she loves doing this, looking through all the words, see what ones she can read, what ones does she know. And it's a challenge for her, it's a game for her, and she gets so excited. She'll leave ask me, can I get 10 words instead? Can I make 5 more? So you can do that simple as that. Well, how many words can you get on this page? For resources, a book that I do like, I did get on Amazon, and anything that I can link, I will link in the description box below. I did get this book, Learn to Read Activity Book, and there's 101 lessons. We are enjoying this book. There is a variety in it of coloring, little games, and just learning the basic sounds along with combining different sounds and then sight words that you're going to start reading. So she really likes this book, and you can use this book with readers at home. We'll use a bobby pin or a paper clip, and she gets to spin things, and it's a lot of coloring and very interactive. So she's really enjoying this book. I know there's other ones out there. I think, what's it called? How to Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Days or something like that. But I found this one on Amazon, and I really liked this one, and it's very colorful, interactive, and she's really enjoying it. So that's for reading. Keep it simple, and don't put too much stress on it. Just continue reading. Follow what your teacher says as well. If she may have sent some books, she or he may have sent some books home for them to read, and just make it a game. Keep it fun, keep it simple, and don't put too much stress on them. So that's for reading. Another thing to go along with that is creative writing. Grab a book. It doesn't have to be fancy like this one. This is an exercise book, so it does have the blank up top and the lines on the bottom. Grab a piece of paper, even if you have a chalkboard or a whiteboard that you can erase daily, and get them to draw something and write about it. We try to do this daily, so she will draw pictures and write different sentences. For example, today's was we had my father-in-law's puppy with us for the day. So she got to draw and write about that she likes to play with Shadow. That's the dog's name. She draws a picture, she'll write about it, and I will go under and correct any words that she didn't sound out properly. But I keep it simple. I don't criticize her for say, oh, awesome, you got all these words done. And oh, you just missed this one letter, and we'll resound it out together. And then she knows, oh, I did miss that. Yeah, I forgot to sound that one out. And she looks forward to this. She loves when I pull this out and say, oh, it's creative writing time. She goes, what are we writing about today? So like I said, you can use anything that you have at home. It doesn't have to be fancy. And kids of all ages can do this as well. Every kid loves to draw. And then if they can write about it, then it's learning their sounding out skills and getting really creative with their vocabulary as well. So that is what we like to do as well. When it comes to curriculum books, I did get both of these at Costco, so it was cheaper. However, I think I can find the links on Amazon, and if I do, I will put them in the description box below as well. These are the kindergarten and grade 1 curriculum. However, I know that they do carry on in other grades as well. So you just kind of have to search the different grade levels, and I'm sure something will come up. So this one I did get a few months ago, and I wish I had it at the beginning because it's a great book. It's called Comprehensive Curriculum of Basic Skills, the kindergarten version. So in it, it covers math, reading, writing, colors, shapes, and sizes. So the basic kindergarten or primary curriculum. She loves it. There's cutting and gluing, there's tracing, there's lots of coloring, there's all different things in here that really gets her thinking, and she's really enjoying it, and it covers a lot, and it's a huge book. So it was well worth it. I did do a quick search, and I paid $12.99 at Costco for this, and I think it's about $25, $26 on Amazon, so a little bit more, but I think it's worth it. This does cover quite a bit. Now, what we also did was she's kind of covered a lot of the kindergarten stuff, and she was wanting more of a challenge. So I did, last time I was at Costco, pick up a grade 1 book. So I had the complete Canadian curriculum. I know this comes in all grade levels, and I must say this is a great book. Obviously some of it's more challenging for her because she's not in that grade level, and I do have to sit with her through every page, but she's really enjoying it. She's liking the challenge, and it's just going to prep her for grade 1. If we finish it, great. If we don't, we don't. She's not at that level, so I'm not too concerned if we go through all of this before the end of the year. The coloring and the pictures in this is great. It's very crisp looking, and it's just been a great book so far. Like I said, I will link whatever I can down below, and you can just search the grade level as well. But yeah, we were really liking this one, and obviously there's some parts of it that we haven't started yet because she's not at that level. But she's really liking the challenge of this and the difference, and from her other curriculum for kindergarten, and she's very excited when I pull this book out. Now, another tip and trick: get outside as much as you can. Here in Nova Scotia, we're in a beautiful province. We have water all around us with beaches, and there's lakes, there's beautiful trails. Take advantage of it, and advantage of this nice spring weather that we are getting into. Fingers crossed, no more snow, and just go outside. Enjoy the outdoors, go exploring, learn something new with your child, and you'll really see a difference in their behavior just being outside. I know if we haven't been outside for a day or two because of the weather, my kids are like wild animals. We get outside for an hour or two and they're completely different. They're calmed down, they wore off all that energy, and they got some fresh air. And I know myself that I feel better if I've been outside for a little bit. So one of our next curriculums that we're going to be doing is actually a nature type study. So what I have picked up before on Amazon is a couple of books, which I'll link below, but once again, you don't need anything fancy. I had originally ordered this book and it came and I was like, that's not what I was wanting. I put it to return and they told me just to keep it. And then I ordered the one I wanted. So I did order this on the nature trail, which she's so excited to actually start. It's just a fun book to be outside. What does Nature Hunt? Touch it. So you got to touch different things. So using her senses, there is the differences in trees, in tracks. So she can look at different tracks and figure it out. She can draw her own map in the back. She loves doing maps, so she can draw a trail map of her adventures. And just a lot of fun stuff in this, which she's excited to look through and kind of learn about. And I also have this, which I am going to be using. You don't need anything fancy. You don't need anything like this. You can do this with just a notepad you have at home, any paper that you have, or if you have an extra scribbler or binder for them, this will work just as well. So it's a nature journal for little explorers. What is neat about this though is it really encourages using their senses. So what the pages look like, for one, it will have basic. Now she's obviously going to need a lot of help with this one because she is only in kindergarten, but for older kids this would be great too. So it says today's discovery, the time and the location, the temperature, the weather, where we're at, the description, where I found it. It was interesting because, and a sketch of what they found. Well, what's awesome about this as well is the next page gets to write about their senses. So what I saw, what I heard, what I smelled, what I felt, on a scale of awesomeness. So they get to cross out the stars of what they think of their awesome adventure today. And then just like the other book, they get to sketches and notes. So they just draw a picture of what they've looked at and write about it underneath. So like I said, you don't have to have something fancy like this. Any paper would work, and get them to remember their senses, think about what they were using while outside, and write about it or draw about it or just talk about it. As simple as that. It's getting them to really think things through and to take in their whole environment. Now what else I've picked up at my local dollar store for our nature study is a few things. So I did pick up this set. It came with a net here. It came with a magnifying glass, tweezers, and 2 little specimen jars to put little bugs and that stuff in. And because I have 2 kids, I did go ahead and pick up another net and another magnifying glass because I don't feel like dealing with fights. Making it easy on myself here, guys. We all know what siblings are like. To go with that as well, I have this cute little dish. It has little holes around it with a magnifying glass on top and another pair of tweezers, so I have 2 of those now. And it just twists off so they can put their little bugs and whatever they find in it, close it up, and they get to look through it closer. And what I did see on the shelf was this little dish. This is all mesh around here, and this swings open so that they can put whatever they're finding in there, be it a butterfly, a worm, any bug that they want to hide in there, and they can look at it closer as well with their magnifying glass and kind of figure out details about it. And then they can even write about that in their nature journal too. Just because I bought something doesn't mean you still can't do this at home with nothing. Raid your recycling bin. Get out glass jars or an empty butter dish, poke holes in the top there. You have a jar for them to collect in. Get them to find things around their house that they can use to go on their nature hike. Take a couple extra empty toilet paper rolls, staple them together and let them decorate it. There's their binoculars for your nature hunt. Just get creative. Don't overthink it. And also, if you have extra craft supplies, pieces of ribbon, you might have ends of pipe cleaner, different cotton balls, eyeballs, whatever you have, throw it all in the middle of your table. Get out some paper, some scissors, some markers, and some crayons and color pencils, pens, glue, whatever you have, throw it all in a pile on the table and say, let's make a craft. Don't give them any other direction. Let them get creative. Use their imagination. They'll be working on different things while they're doing this. Some of the kids will be working on thinking skills. What's going to be my next step for my end product? What is it that I want to make? So I have to do this first, followed by this, and this is going to be my end product. For the younger ones, it's working on their fine motor skills, that cutting with the scissors, that picking up the small pieces, that gluing. It's all things that are going to help them. Once again, doesn't have to be structured to it. If you need to do a work call or something, here's your craft stuff. Have fun, guys. I'm going to go over here. And also, don't forget, don't be hard on yourself. We're all doing a great job. We're doing the best that we can. And this is a whole other world we're living in right now. If you can try to keep your stress level down, your kids will experience that as well and know that this is a fun time that they can look back on and say, oh, mom and dad got to work from home with me. I didn't have to go to school and we did some fun stuff. And remember, it's fine to throw a movie on. Give them some extra treats if you have to get work done. Don't worry about it. You're not in this together. Reach out if you need help with anything. If you're needing mental health, if you're needing just someone to talk to, if you're needing food help. We are all a community. Reach out. Also, for those living in Nova Scotia, if your kids are now at a school and you're realizing you're getting low on food because they did access that food program at school, remember, you can call 211 and get a food box delivered to your house for free. All the things to help get you and your kids through this lockdown. Thank you all for watching. I know this isn't a normal video. Sorry about the bad lighting. We're going with what we have here. And don't forget to subscribe. I want to keep you all on my journey here, and I want to show you what's coming next on our big adventure in the east coast of Canada. And remember, we will all get through this. We can do it, and just take a deep breath. You guys got this. And don't forget, always stay Nova Scotia strong. Bye, guys.